Hello, 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 everybody. How you doing? I'm so glad that you stopped on in. If no one knows who I am, or if you are that one who does not know my name and who I be, I be Sonia Marie. That is my name. I am the owner, the founder, the one of Word Life Astrology, in which I do my best to incorporate the modality of Western astrology and showing you where spirit lies, where your ancestors lies, where your divinity lies, where your true self lies in the modality of Western astrology. I'm glad that you can come on through here. If you want to know more about me in a less poetic sense, you can go to the description box below the video, check out all the information that's there and on my website at wordlifeastrology.com. I'm so glad that I would be happy if you would do so. Also, I'm trying to think of some little cute announcements to come up with. To be truthful with you, I really don't have anything to announce other than the fact that if you'd like to get a reading, come on and do that thing. The girl is really, really busy, so I'm booked up for a little bit, but get yours in. You want to do a couples read? You want to do a fun, like, Zoom group kind of situation? Do that. Like, let's go on and do that. All right, hit me up at wordlifeastrology@gmail.com. Let me see who's in the place. Malika is here. I love talking to the folks. These are some beautiful, beautiful folks that come in here mostly every time I come on, and I'm so grateful. Brigitte, Loves Love is here. Valerie Settle is here. Robbie Rob. Great seeing y'all. I'm glad you caught me live too, sweetie pie. Jack's Purple Rose Tarot. Hello to you. I appreciate you catching me. You seem like a cross watcher. Welcome. I appreciate you. Odyssey. Fuck that up. That's for sure. Artesia. Miss Green. All right. Let's just leave it at that. Lord of mercy. Daphne Lloyd. Yay, you made the live. And I'm going to be on here just for a little bit to talk to y'all about this week. Honestly, there's no real major planetary shifts other than the fact, hi, Teresa, other than the fact that Chiretta, I didn't want to miss you, sweetheart. And Daphne Lloyd, did I say that? Oh, yeah, because you made it live. All right, I'm just trying to pick up on people because I hate leaving people out. Miss Milana Howard, hi to you, sweetie. Yo, I'm so glad y'all came in here. Thank you. You make my day when you do that thing. Listen, all right. Other than the fact that the sun went into Virgo recently, as we all know that on Saturday, right? I think round about 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's a beautiful thing. You know why? First and foremost, squirrel, but not really. I want to do my best to teach. I try to use this forum in a whole lot of ways to inspire, to teach, to inform, to get some shit off my chest. You understand? But really, here's the teaching part. As an astrologer, and maybe you guys can pick up on this, as an astrologer, I do my best to look to see when the sun goes in a particular sign, what the other planets are doing. Why? Because when you do that, let me pull this computer a little closer to me. I feel like I'm a little far away. There we go. It's a little bit more intimate. Yo, it is hot and muggy in LA. I just want to say that. I feel like I'm in New York on the real. Like, I've never felt this kind of humidity in California ever. Like, it's crazy. Oh, that's not good looking. All right. Why do we look to see where the other planets are? Because the sun is important, as I tell all of my clients, and mostly all of them, and those that are in the village and my students, we need to pay reverence to the sun. The sun is the core. The sun is the ego self, and as far as we're concerned, but it's the ego of the universe too. Like, it's the center of the universe. So bust it, if the sun dropped out of the sky, nobody would be alive. I mean, that's life on Mars, that's Saturn, that's everybody would just fall out of the galaxy and we would be no more. So when the sun goes into a particular sign, right, we have to see what that sun sign, or I should say, what other planets are either affecting it challengingly or harmoniously. So when the sun went into Virgo, I'm like, okay, there's a little bit of a, not necessarily a challenge, but there's one little thing that can throw it off. We'll talk about that really, really quick. But the best thing about it is that Uranus, the slow moving planet in Taurus, it's only a couple of degrees in Taurus right now, and it really went into Taurus at the top of the year. It's moving slow. And Uranus is making massive, major, unique changes. Other than the fact that Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto, it's doing this thing and been doing this thing, wrecking shop, right? And knocking down systems. Uranus is a slow move kind of change. And imagine it in Taurus, you dig? It's slow and it's definite. So when the sun goes into Virgo, which likes Uranus and Taurus, you see where I'm going? Because they're both earth signs. The sun can illuminate these changes that we are going through. So then as an astrologer, I go, okay, so we're going through some changes. What else in this particular week can help the folks? What else can help us, right? As I look, I go, okay, this week, the one thing that's hurting it a little bit. No, let me back on up. What I want to say, what can help that Virgo energy, that Virgo sun hitting that Uranus, is the fact that we have fast moving. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Fast moving. Talking to myself in my head out loud. Fast moving Mars and Aries. Don't let me lose you. Don't let me lose you. Stay with the fact that this Virgo sun, it's doing its best to put its influence on the slow moving changes that are happening right now. Let me back up. How is that Virgo sun doing that? That Virgo sun is doing it in a very discriminating way. That Virgo sun is doing it in a very particular way, in an organized way. You understand what I'm saying? And oftentimes it can be highly critical of itself. I kind of touched upon that on last week's weekly rundown. Don't be so critical of you as you make the changes and as you go along. And this is where I want to tie it in. What is helping us is that Mars in Aries. That's a slight bit of the contention that I was just about to talk about. Aries and Virgo don't necessarily get along. But what Aries does, and Mars in Aries. Mars is Aries' planet, so Mars loves to be in Aries. What Aries does is almost like goddamn Drano. It comes through the pipe where sometimes Virgo energy can get stuck. Virgo energy highlights the change that needs to happen, but Virgo energy is so goddamn particular that if it does it in a way that's not befitting or that's not organized, then it can actually just fucking just abandon the whole project or abandon the whole movement. Mars in Virgo says, like Drano, I'm coming through the pipes and I'm moving you regardless. That's how we can utilize that little irritation that Mars in Aries wants to push, this Virgo energy that pushes Uranus's energy in Taurus. Y'all get that? Yes, y'all. I know this is a lot. It might seem like a lot to y'all, but here's the deal. Imagine this. Imagine you sitting in the pipe and you wanting to change and you having to use your imagination because honestly, y'all, squirrel, but not really. That's all we got. We have to utilize our crafty imagination in this moment in time, not only to build our relationships and build our businesses and make our money, but to build ourselves. Ooh. Should I go there real quick? I don't know, because I kind of want to get this other point out to make sure that y'all really, 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 really get what's happening. Another squirrel, because I'm on one now. I had a little bit of tea. I'm like, boop, 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 as Lucy does. Where's Lucy? She on here? Bop, 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 boop, boop, boop. I love you, Lou. You understand me? Look, it's so much going on. I can't even like get it all together, but I'm high. I'm ready. With that sun in Virgo, that's pushing that practical Taurus energy. They're coming together like, yo, something needs to happen in order for us to remain sane. Hey, Lou, something needs to happen in order for us to remain sane, okay? Crafty imagination. How can I build certain things? How can I make an order of it? How can I be organized in it without being so critical of myself? Utilizing that Mars and Aries energy as it comes through. Squirrel, but not really. Yo, Mars in Aries today is squaring Saturn. I want to really, really caution you in the fact that we want to do so much. We want to build so much. We want to use our imagination. And this is what I'm propelling you to do. I'm honestly encouraging you to do, to utilize your imagination by creating certain things in your life. You dig what I'm saying? That can not only, again, to reiterate, bring you money and bring you joy, bring you good relationships, leave those that don't. You understand what I'm saying? I'm feeling so distracted right now. Y'all give me a second, okay? Not only do we need that information, thank you, sweet son. Not only do we need that information, that practical information, we need that gusto to push it through. But here's the deal. Today, Mars in Aries goes against Saturn. There's a square. So even though we want to push, even though I'm encouraging you to use your imagination to create something else, even though we want to go forward, there is a little snag in the road today, and you might feel it tomorrow, where it's so much discipline and so much rituals, so many rituals and or traditions that you have to come across, or you may feel limited. You may feel limited in your, why does Sonia always pick a spot? I'm a little challenged right now, y'all. I'm gonna do my best to slow down for a second. This is not necessarily the noise, it's more than like the energy. If I allow the noise to come through this little sphere that I have around me, I can't connect to what it is I'm supposed to say. So let me just take a minute, because it'll be over. Everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. And actually, that's kind of, I'm gonna go back to that point, y'all, but just let me ramble for a minute. That's kind of conducive, right, to life in this moment in time. We have purpose. We have to move forward, and there are going to be so many different distractions, whether it be from the people that love you, whether it be from the people, somebody you sleep with, whether it be some, a sweet lady that's actually just doing her job. And I'm sitting in the middle of her job. You understand what I mean? She's doing her job. So we get these distractions, we get these movements, we get these pushes and these pulls, but we still need to go forward. Hence, going back on track, thank you, God, to that Mars that's squaring Saturn today. That's a huge deal, because in this moment in time, me trying to do my work, Saturn, right? Squaring Mars, me trying to move through some shit, it could have propelled me to get angry. This was a great example, in my opinion, because God is dope like that, to something that may go down in your life in this moment in time, within today or tomorrow or the next day, where you're doing your best to work, to move forward, but you see a limiting situation because we can only share this space, but for so long. Y'all get where I'm going? We have to give reverence and give space and respect to one another and their time, right? As we're working through whatever we need to work through. So you may feel restricted. You may feel limited to move and like spark that imagination to do something different. But I say keep moving. We got to keep breathing and keep moving, because, and only because, I'm trying to warn y'all that Mars will go retrograde from September 9th until November 3rd. That's a big deal. Yo, did we ever really like talk about that? Did we ever really get into that? Mars going into retrograde. I kind of wanted to save it, but I think because I love astrology so much, and because this is the way how I see it, right? It's not enough to say that astrology is giving you what you need right now. Astrology, Western astrology, the power and the magic of our heavens, it literally gives you information along the road and the journey of your life, and it builds. It takes away, it adds to, it continues to move. So literally, think about it like this. If you are doing something today, that's going to affect your tomorrow, which will affect your next year. So as we read and as we go through different transit charts and we understand what's happening in the world today, it affects our 2 months later if we don't pay attention to it now. Bust it. That's why I'm telling you that Mars will go retrograde on September 9th. In this moment in time, utilize that crafty imagination by putting that Virgo energy on that Uranus, moving all things in a way that wants to change. But you have to put some energy behind it. Why? Because on September 9th, the energy stops. On September 9th, the energy goes retrograde. And I might reiterate this in another broadcast, but I'm warning you now, because from September 9th to November 3rd, all action will slow down. And don't be pissed if you know. Again, the universe prepares you. It tells you in this moment in time, I'm giving you what you need. It might be a little hard today with Saturn blocking that Mars, but it's only today. Deal what you have to do within the confines of your limitations, as that example was just showing you 5 minutes ago. Are y'all with me? Yes, yes, y'all. Are y'all with me? I feel like I'm saying a lot of words and they're not really connecting because I'm doing my best to connect, right? So I can hear what I have to say. But hopefully it's connecting with you. And if it's not, let me know. Say, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, Sonia. Can you explain that again? I'm from Yonkers. I could take it. It's about the buildup. It's about the preparation. And if Virgo energy wants to do anything but prepare us, okay, I'm good. I'm glad, rather. Yeah, there we go. Okay, y'all understand. Hey, Tenjin. Hi, Valerie. What's going on? Mina Love, you connected? Yes, yes. All right. And Wiseman. All right, Lolita. Great, 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 great. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. So the bottom line is utilize what's happening right now. If somebody was to give you everything that you need in this moment in time and put it on your table as far as advancing forward in your relationships, your jobs, wherever it may be, in your family situation, take the time to do it now. Take the time to do it now. If you get restrictions because it's going against, I'm just reiterating, if you get restrictions because it's going against Saturn, hold your breath, take a minute, understand that it will change soon. Work past the limitations and the restrictions as you see, and still deliver the message, still move forward. Yo, I can't tell you how big of a deal that is. Why? Because within this week, here goes Mercury. Mercury is trine in Uranus now too. So the sun is in Virgo trine in Uranus. That's a big deal. You put light on the change, as I suggested already. With Mercury trine in Uranus, oh, that's a whole nother deal, because that's the planning, the organization that goes on around it. You understand what I'm saying? The voice you put to the change. The voice you put to the change. Squirrel, and here is where I'm going to slow down because I'm doing my best, again, to channel. As I was in the shower, and many of you know, I get a lot of hits when I'm in the shower. A lot of people do, to be quite honest with you. God said, oh, I'm lying. I wasn't in the shower. I was in the pool. Yo, I'm up to 40 laps, yo. I hit him. Be hitting them laps. But in my laps and in my exercise, I hear, I connect, and I heard God say, can you tell them to put me in their voice? Can you tell them to put me in their action? And this is how I kind of equated it and thought that I will explain it to you. And I'm sure I said this, something like this before, but it's not enough for us to be positive. It's not enough for us to work towards what we want, in which I'm suggesting this week until September 9th when shit is going to slow down, right? It's not enough to put that gumption in it if you don't have God in your voice, if you don't have kindness in your throat, if you don't have compassion, if you don't have what this Virgo sun is really trying to give you, and that's straight service for not only humanity, but for you and for other people. Like service. How do we service with the kindness of God's heart? Do you know Virgo energy is so pure in its sense, in the sense that that's where the connection to God is. Let me say that again. Virgo energy has an innocence about it, a simplicity about it that's literally so veil thin. It connects to God very, very easily. It just doesn't think it does, because sometimes that Virgo energy will bring an onslaught of logic and practicality that will kind of, I call it like a barbed wire fence that surrounds itself and its sensuality and its godlike ways. You understand? To try to make sure it's right with all the practicality and the critical shit that Virgo energy has going on. But if you strip that and go straight to the core, Virgo energy gets you close to God. And God says, tell them to put me in their voice. While they're doing their work, while they're aiming forward with Mars and Aries, while they're making these massive changes, while they recognize their limitations, put me in their voice. Speak kindly of one another. The petty shit gotta go, y'all. We waste a lot of time talking shit about what other people do and don't do, about what we are doing and not doing. And what I mean by that, like complaining. We don't have time to complain. We do not have time to waste on anything other than productivity. of the soul, productivity of the heart, productivity of what God wants us to do. Everything else is fucking small and it's minuscule. It's like, it's this big. We don't have time for that. I'm not talking about don't laugh and don't have a good time. I'm talking about don't use people to the expense of that. Don't use yourself to the expense of that. Don't worry. That's not God's voice, man. I hope y'all understand this because I feel like I'm off base today, but I'm doing my best to just stay diligent. Y'all got this? Y'all got this? This is what came through. And I'm like, okay, I'll say it. Hopefully you can give me some information to back that shit up. Because I don't know what you want me to say half the goddamn time. But then when I saw that Mercury was trining Uranus, I said, oh, okay. Mercury, y'all know, is a planet of communication, right? Planning and all of that, right? And when it trines, it's in harmony with Uranus. So that's a big deal. I said, oh, okay, speak God's voice, voice God, right, change, right, move. Got it. Y'all get this? This week, not only is it important to stay focused on that. Oh, and that's the other thing. Okay, one more thing. I get excited. As anybody knows, ever had a reading with me, I get mad excited. And my readings are supposed to last for 90 minutes, and sometimes they go so over because how do you put a stop clock on God? How do you put a stop clock on spirit? Squirrel, I have a couple of counterparts. They're like, you should charge more and you should stay in the time limit in which you give. Yeah, but let me tell you something. The work I do, the work we do, I'm not trying to silence God. When God says, Sonia, you're done, then that's when I'm done. This is not a business. God is not a business. God is a vibration. God is an energy that needs to be enlarged in our throat, in our voice. So the more we speak God, the more we receive God. The more we speak God, the more we move mountains that are out of the way, that have nothing to do with God. You got to speak God. That's what I aim to do. I'm learning that at 50. I'm not trying to gossip with you. I'm not trying to talk about, and this is my life, and maybe it can help you, but I'm saying it's in the astrology, it's in the makeup. I'm trying to transfer the information and relay it to my life. Why? Why we sit back and talk about people speak? God said. And here's another part of it. Even though Mercury was with Uranus, speak God speaks for the future, go forward. Okay, cool. Here's another thing. On Thursday, Venus will trine Neptune. Come on now. Venus is the planet of love, money, beauty, worth, value, right? Venus is desire. If Venus is hooking up with Neptune is the escapism planet. It's also spirit, intuition, drugs, alcoholism, and dreams. Everything that you can feel but you can't touch. You got desire in Phoenix. Desire in Venus connecting with Neptune. When they come together, it's like a love fucking fest orgy all up in your body and your soul. Everything that you desire will actually come true if you keep God on your voice. Why? Because Neptune is spirit. Neptune is God. Are y'all hearing me? Do y'all really hearing me? Neptune, which gets really, really misconstrued and understood a lot. And I'm gonna say this because, and I'm not talking shit about anybody, because everybody has a purpose. Air signs have a purpose, fire signs have a purpose, water signs have a purpose, and earth has a purpose. But because, and I've said this 10,000 times, because the society is built on capitalism and achieving and reaching that mountaintop, in which that whole aspect and ideology is fucking being destroyed every time we turn on a TV, every time we look at different music that's evolving, every time we blah, 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 blah. That shit is leaving. And what's emerging is the power of Neptune. What's emerging is the power of spirit, art, music, intuition, connectivity. Are y'all hearing me? So it's not enough for you to say, oh, I know that. Oh, I've done that. No, do the work. I've read that book. I like that book. No, do the work. Put God in your voice. Be what it is that you're reading. Be what it is that you are aspiring to be like. You have to be it first. You have to encapsulate that feeling first, and then it goes out. You can't sit and wait. Well, I'll act like a millionaire when I get a million. No, bitch, act like a millionaire now. Know that you got enough money now. Bring in that vibration now. That's Venus, money, trine in Neptune. Venus, money says, no, you're the millionaire. So Neptune can get sparked on some intuitive shit and go, oh, there's a millionaire over there. And everybody else around everybody else around Neptune is like, they're really not a millionaire. Yes, they are. They feel that way. So I'm going to give them millions. Just an example. Oh, they love love. Oh, they're the lover. They got God in their voice. They opened up their heart. They spoke love. I'm going to give them more love. Neptune. Because Neptune knows that. Are y'all feeling me? I'm going to be truthful with you. There's a lot that's happening in my life and in my connectedness with spirit. And I feel like I'm about to be this whole other chick. I really, 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 really do. Like there's a transcendence that's happening. And I pray that you get on the ride of spirit. I pray that you get on the ride of your higher vibration and those things and those thoughts and those plans that you have that that can take you up in a way. You may not have proof of it. Nobody in your family never did it. Everybody in your house is talking shit about it. But in your heart, in your deepest heart, that Neptune space of escapism and imagination, hooking up with Venus that says you desire this thing, so make it happen. You desire it, so make it move. Because at some point, in which God is so dope at, Mars, the movement, the aggression of all things will stop for a second. Why? Because everything that we're cultivating now, all the imagination that we have going on right now, we got to get a plan behind it, Virgo. Y'all like the way I teach? I'm just saying. It seems like I'm all over the place, but if you know certain things, you plug it in. Virgo says, put it all together now. Because when Mars goes retro, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal in the sense that everything will go from fourth gear to second gear out this motherfucker. And you'll be trying to push shit and you'll get mad because it ain't moving. Well, now is the time to push it. And then when it stops, slow down for a minute and reevaluate what you was just pushing. Make sure that the plan that you had in place was necessary. This is a long video, and I do apologize for those that are a little restless. Please pause and come back if you like. But this is what's coming through. This is the moment and the time where you utilize spirit and imagination to put some work behind it until we stop. Now bust this and add this, because I may not come back and say this thing. Do you know November 3rd is that day? Now, I've talked to a couple of different people about this shit. I got to cross my legs on this one. November 3rd? What's November 3rd, y'all? Y'all want to talk about it? That's going to be another 15 minutes in which I really don't have time for. But November 3rd? So bust it. Mars, the planet of anger, aggression, okay? Movement, determination, fighting, anger, rah, 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 in Aries, going retro. I know I said it 17 times, but I'm building y'all up. I like to reiterate so you can get it. September 9th. On November 3rd, election day. This is what I keep saying. It's like the bullet was cocked in the motherfucking gun since September 9th. And on November 3rd, flat out, Mars goes direct. Ain't that about a bitch? Spirit is crazy. The universe is crazy. For November 3rd to be the day in which the bullet is released out of the goddamn chamber. And what is it going to look like for you, for your life, let alone what's going to look like for society? We have to wait and see. Because whatever bullet comes out of that, it's going to hit somebody, whichever way it goes, on the Democratic side, on the Republican side. Either way, it's going to hit somebody. Y'all get that, right? Y'all understand that? I don't want to go too far in there because I swear to God, this will be another 15 minutes. But if we cocked and loaded, what are you putting in your barrel? What are you putting in your arsenal? What are you organizing in this moment in time? So when the bullet flies, you'll be ready. When it's time to get strong, to use your muscles, you'll be ready. When it's time to fight, they won't catch you with some ashy ass knuckles and shit. You got your dukes up. You are prepared, calloused, ready. I'm just saying, whatever fighting looks like to you. Are y'all really hearing me? Good God Almighty. I think I'm done because I feel really hyped. Please vote. Lolita, tell him again. Please vote. Please vote. Please vote. And on top of that, get your family and your community ready. Save money. Prepare people spiritually. In Sedona, I know for one, we're going in. And we are going in and coming out like warriors. Trust and believe. We are already ready. They already been talking. It's about time. Sedona, that's where I'm doing my retreat for anybody that doesn't know. September 10th through the 13th. Maybe you can catch us next time. But yo, it's time to get strong because we don't know which way the bullet is going to fly. And again, that could be in your personal life or that can be in society. Are y'all following me? Come on now, let's get it. Prepare now. Utilize that Virgo energy, okay? And be soft and supple as you do it because Virgos are sweet like that. I pray you are doing well. Utilize your emotional body. If you feel emotional in any kind of way, utilize that to flush things through and out, to get rid of what no longer belongs. That's for real. People don't understand that. Honestly, that's the biggest fucking responsibility of our emotional body is to flush and prepare for the next wave. So don't stay stuck in them, okay? Don't stay stuck in your frustrations, your anger, your sadness. Just flush it out so you can be strong for what's about to come when that bullet is cocked and is ready to blow. All right? Be good to yourself and be good to everybody that surrounds you. Love you. For real, I do. I really, really do. Bye.